David, there's somebody waiting to be let in.
when they make me co-host, I'm not allowed to share my screen and some other stuff.
Say that again.
Make me co-host, I'm not allowed to share my screen and other stuff. I don't think I'm a co-host.
Okay.
When they make me co-host, I'm not allowed to share my screen.
most enterprises, most organizations tend to have what we call the on-premises, where they tend to do a whole lot of investments when it comes to hardware and all of that. And these could be very, very capital intensive for most of all of these organizations. So now there's already a paradigm shift where most organizations, instead of investing heavily in all of these on-premises, are now deciding to move into the cloud. So we will actually be delving into how we can leverage on the cloud, whether we are startups, scaling operation, or established enterprises, optimizing IT expenses. Cloud financial management is more relevant than ever. So today, we'll explore how you can harness these tools, strategies, and also best practices to turn cloud expenses into a competitive advantage. So introducing cloud cost optimization with AWS. I'm sure that most of us must have heard about AWS. As a matter of fact, we have several CSPs, but why have we actually decided to go with AWS? It's simply because they are number one in the world. And to talk a little bit more, cloud computing offers unmatched scalability and flexibility, but without proper cost management, expenses can definitely spiral out of control. For organization leveraging AWS cloud cost optimization, it's not just about cutting costs, it's about maximizing value for every dollar spent while maintaining performance and scalability. What is cloud cost optimization? We really need to understand what it's all about. So cloud cost optimization is actually the process of analyzing and improving cloud usage to minimize waste and align spendings with business objectives. So with AWS, this means leveraging tools, strategies, and services to ensure that your infrastructure actually operates efficiently while staying within your budget, as in you can easily tailor your budget compared to when you are still on premises, you have to get all of the hardwares. But with it, you have the option of deciding that this is the portion I want to go for, and then you tailor it to match your business objective. So one of the best practices for cloud cost optimization with AWS, the first one I will really be happy to talk about is right-sizing resources. So continuously monitoring and adjust your resources is very, very essential. So we will be talking about compute, storage, and database resources to ensure that you are not over provisioning. So AWS services like Trusted Advisor and Cost Explorer provide insights into underutilized or over provisioned resources. So let's quickly go to understanding what these cloud cost drivers is actually all about. So understanding this is very, very key. For most organizations that are already used to the on-premises, they really, really need to understand the underlying parameters when it comes to cloud. So I will simply be delving into what cloud cost drivers are actually all about. So before jumping into cost optimization strategy, it is really, really crucial for organizations to grasp where cloud expenses are really originating from. So knowing the cost breakdown really gives you that an ability for you to be able to make a kind of an informed decision on where to optimize without negatively impacting performance or functionality. So primary cost categories. We have to also talk about costs, which are typically categorized into four main drivers. So when migrating to the cloud, you have to understand the first one, which is compute, the second one, which is storage, the third one, networking, and also databases. So each of these contribute significantly to your cloud bill. So let's dive into all of these terms. So the first one is the compute cost. So what this really involves is compute services primarily called Amazon EC2. This is Elastic Compute Cloud, and these are actually the backbone of cloud workloads. So the cost structure, cost actually varies on the type of EC2 instances you decide to select. For instance, this is where the expertise of CloudPlexo will be coming in. You don't just assume that you want to leverage on EC2. What exactly is your business model? What exactly is the problem you are trying to solve? For instance, is a total different ball game when you are still on premises. But when you are coming into the cloud, whatever you configure on the cloud, that is exactly what you tend to pay for. So the kind of EC2 instances you will be leveraging on has to be tailored, as we have series of EC2s. We have like T2 micro, T5 large, and these actually comes in different variation of cost. So whatever you are actually making use of, it has to be ensured that none of these resources are either over provisioned or under provisioned. And when it also comes to utilization rate, for instance, when you are still on premises, you could have a bigger CPU, the size of the RAM, and all that. But what is the utilization rate of the configurations you have? When it comes to cloud, you have to be very, very specific on all of these resources you are leveraging on. Utilization rate for you to reduce your cost to a minimal level has to be a minimum of 80 to 85%. And if the need arises for you to scale up, you can easily initiate the serverless instances that can easily scale up, meet all of those requests, and as soon